All right, guys. What's going on? Oh, something ain't right here. Let me make sure my sound is right. Oh, okay, we good. I was just making sure my microphone was on. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the stream. My name is Rouser, and I will be your caricature tour guide for today. I'm sorry, guys. I was running a little bit late today, but life happens, right? Things happen, and sometimes things can't be on time. So anyway, man, I've been doing a lot of uh, working on my anatomy lately. Uh, no, not going to the gym, right? but I've been what's the word? Drawing more bodies and stuff like that, right? So I've been over here. You'll see I got my little sketchbook, and today I'm going to show you a few tips that I learned. One of them is going to be dealing with the face. So I found a different way to look at the face. And I also got another way to draw the hands, which was really cool. So I'm studying all kinds of stuff, gesture drawing now, drawing legs, which I got pretty proficient with that over the weekend, right? Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Let me see here. So let's jump into it. Since I'm already late, y'all probably are. I'm probably too late for everybody. Everybody's probably at lunch or at the beach right now, or wherever. We just hot enough to be at the beach anyway over here. All right, so let's look at some hands real quick. So I'm gonna pull some hands up here on the screen, and then I'm just gonna kind of show you the gist of what I mean here. I actually did like a little small imprint of it here, so we'll just use this other side over here so we don't waste paper. Okay, so the whole idea with this, is to take your pencil, and it's based off of this V shape. I actually just put a short on this, so I'm going to practice a few hands. So with this V shape, okay, it represents the part of the hand where your fingers, your pointer finger and your thumb kind of go to, right? Because once you can find that orientation of the hand, then everything else gets simple. Because let's say you want to do let's say you want to put some more fingers here, right? You can see kind of where they go to, right? And then you can see where your other hand goes to here. You see what I'm saying? So it's really a almost like a foolproof way of seeing the hand. So I'm going to practice this with a couple of different excuse me, a couple of different hand shapes. Get a little coffee, tea here. Oh man, allergies, man, for the last 2 weeks have been really jacking me up. Okay, so let's pull up some hands over here. So let me see here. I'm gonna go to. I guess we can find some hands on Pinterest. Pinterest, where are you? All right, let's see. All right, so Pinterest. All right, and we're gonna go to. I guess we got hands right here. Okay, so we got a lot of different hands, and I remember we tried this a couple of weeks ago, but now, so I got two things. I'm gonna show you this way right here, and I'm gonna show you the other way when you're drawing the hand like wide open like this. And so when I was looking at my hand the other day, and I was like, man, and I saw this triangle that literally fits like right here in your hand. You know what I mean? And so that was pretty cool. Sometime it changes into a kite, I guess maybe. So I'm gonna have two shapes. I'm gonna look at the triangle, and then I'm gonna look at this kite shape. It's in the middle, and like there's these four masses like around that kite when the hand balls up. You know what I mean? And it kind of covers it up a little bit, and then you can see again that V, the V shape here, and here. See this V right here? The V, this is the two hands. This is the thumb, right? And then you can see the top of the finger kind of coming out of that V shape. So it's kind of doing like this right here. So if you make your hand kind of ball over a little bit, it'll kind of look like this here, right? And then it's got your little thing right here. So that's kind of cool too. That's something else I just learned. Okay, hey, what's going on, Puss in Boots? How are you today? All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna get these hands up here real quick. So let's see which ones we can use. I guess we'll use these ones since they look pretty easy. Let me pull them up here. All right. All right, so we got some hands here. All right, and then we're gonna try to draw these hands using this little technique. So let's start with, I guess, an easy one. Let's look at this one here. Okay, so if you look here, right now, right here, the V is kind of more collapsed. So if you look at it, you'll see the V shape here. Okay, of this hand right here. All right, I wish I could draw on this pad, but I can't draw on it. But either way, you'll see a V shape here, right? And then out of that V shape, you'll see your finger coming out of this, right? And then you'll see your thumb kind of right here, right? See your finger and your thumb coming out of the V, right? And then, by the way, it's an uneven V shape, so it's not going to be perfectly V like this. Normally, one side might be a little bit longer. So you might think if you were writing the name Vincent, right? But you were making like a cool V shape right here. This is the one that you would use, right? Okay, so this is our thing. Now, once you have that, okay, once again, you can see all of your other shapes. So you can just go ahead. What I would do here with this one is I would just go ahead and I can see the orientation for all of my other fingers once I get there. Okay. So they just kind of they're back here. They kind of go around and kind of up in here, right? And then you can see your hand, the other part of it coming out here, and this kind of going that way. You see? So this would be like the tip of the finger here. Okay. So that's an easy little hand right there. We did it, right? Let's look at this one over here. Let's try it again. All right, so we got this hand here. This hand's like the back side. All right, so with the back side of the hand, it's pretty easy to see it as well because now the V shape is kind of going this way. Uh-oh. Okay, the V shape's kind of going this way. So it's going to go at the short end. The short end is where your thumb's going to be at. Okay. And then this would be the long end. But only thing is you're not going to, you can kind of sketch this part in if you want. And then this will be like pretty much where the knuckle is, where it's coming out. And then you'll see the orientation again for the finger once you're here. And then this will be like your thumb coming out. So it'll be the curve of the thumb and then the tip of the thumb coming back into the hand, right? So I just kind of sketched this piece in, but you won't logically be able to see all that in the drawing. And then from here, you're kind of making your shape kind of come up like this here. And you can see the hand coming this way. Even though mine is not as perfect, it's not as tight as the. I moved the thumb out just a little bit more so you could see it better. But just what I'm learning is to look at the hands kind of in shapes, in big shapes. And then it gets easier to be able to draw it and see it. If you can find shapes that make sense to you within that drawing, right? So this obviously would not go all the way like that, but it still would be. You see how that works out? And if we want to move the thumb in some, we could just bring the V down. We can angle it a little bit less, like this, right? And then we can just bring it out like this and tighten it back into the hand. Okay, so we got the hand kind of like from the back position right there. All right, let's try, so let's try these two one more time again. All right, so let's go here and we're gonna do this one again. All right, remember, just draw the V shape like our Vincent. Remember this one, and then we can, this is just, again, very mechanical at this point, but I'm trying to get a point into your head. Okay, so let's do it again. We got the V shape, right? And from the V shape, we'll draw basically our finger from the from this middle knuckle here down. That's really where you're at in the hand. Okay, and then this one right here, you're right here, right? So you can see that's going to be there, and then you can see the end of your thumb here. You see? So now once we have that, we can go ahead and we can wrap the finger around, down, right? And let me see what else we got right there. Okay, and then we got our pinky shape. This will extend up this way. So how you would attach it to the wrist, you'll extend off of the V, and then you'll wrap around like this. You see? And if you want, you can look for it. I'll tell you what, this might be an easier way too. You can make the V, you can keep making V's, right? So that's a knuckle, right? So now you're going this way, and then you keep making little V's. So can you imagine that in your mind? Like imagine stacking a bunch of these V's, one behind the other, and making them smaller as they go away. Okay, you see it? So you stacking these V's, right? And then each one of these represent a knuckle. Dang it. I need to use my pencil. These things are too timid. Let me sharpen this pencil real quick. One sec here, guys. Dun, dun. Also, guys, man, if you feel like you're benefiting from the stream today and you want a tip, tips are awesome. Tips are very awesome. Super awesome are tips, right? So thank you in advance for your blessing today. I don't know if my moderator is going to be here today. I don't know if Cherish is, because she might be. I think she. I don't know. She might. It's kind of late. I got started late, so I understand I'm on everybody else's time schedule. Hold on. I'm almost there, guys. I'm just trying to get this pencil sharpened here. All right. There we go. Boom. Okay. All right. So, hey. Hey, Tammy, how are you? I was just speaking about you just now. I didn't turn around and I saw you was here. Okay. So check it out. So we're working on these hands. So remember we said, look at this V shape. Remember the V is from the word Vincent. So write Vincent on your paper. Just like I did it. To make the V just like this. And this part is a knuckle and a knuckle. And then this is the top of a finger and this is your thumb. And it's just like that. That's all you're doing. And then you can take another V, right? And you can do you can make the V, the top of this V right here, right? And then you can see here, this will be another finger, right? And then you got another piece of a V back here, and then that'll be another finger, right? This is extended off of here, right? And then you can see the hand is coming down here. So we're making the word, using letters and symbols and all kinds of stuff to make our hands with, right? Okay. So let me see here. So we got the V stacked behind each other, right? So watch. Now we had our knuckle right here. So what comes after our knuckle? Where our finger comes off of that. And then your finger is going to be smaller, obviously, as they get back here. All right, so if this is that, now this is my thumb shape right here. So this is here. So my thumb, this is the joint of my thumb. My thumb is coming out like this. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm doing now is I'm looking for the shapes underneath it, which is that little round shape there. Remember that? See that little round shape? And then look here. And then you got your hand coming off of there. You see? See how easy that looks right there? Hey, thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. Awesome, awesome. Got a tip today. I got a tip today. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you. All right. Again, guys, tips are awesome if you feel like you're benefiting the information being shared with you today. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be like the commoners. The commoners, right? Let me see here. Hold on one sec. All right. Excuse me. Let me get another one of these cough drops, man. I'm trying to keep my coughing to a minimum for you guys. I forgot I was supposed to be streaming on what's the name? Give me a sec, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna try not to cough so much, man. I'm gonna really try today. That's really been discouraging me from streaming because I know that's got to be annoying for you guys that are watching. Hold on a second. Hold on. All right. So now I'm live on Instagram too. So again, guys, we rolling with hands today. I'm showing you my top secret V technique, the V for Vincent, right? And we're going to take that V shape. Again, practice drawing that V and finding it in whatever angle the hand is at. Remember, the V just represents where the joints of the hand is, and then you simply add tops to it, and you can draw the hand in any position you want to, right? Okay, so we have some hands over here. We're going to try this hand right here, okay? And then once we finish the V shape, then we'll come back and I'll show you another one. And that's going to be the one where you have your palms up. So this really, when I was drawing hands and I was practicing the other day, man, this really blew my mind. I was like, whoa. And I was making this way too hard. Because sometimes when another artist shows you something, it's hard to see what the heck they're seeing. You know what I mean? All right, so let's look at this hand right here. Now, with this one, it's different because you have to learn how to draw things in perspective. So let's just say we're drawing this V over here. Okay, let's go here so you guys can see. Okay, so watch this. So I'm going to draw the top of the V. And I'm going to make it like a little, you know pipe, maybe like a, you know what I mean? See how it has a little bit of circumference to it, right? All right, so that's what I'm thinking about here, because remember, the shorter part of the pipe is going to be where your thumb is at. In this case, this will be where my thumb comes out at. So what I'll do is I'll draw that a little bit of an angle here. All right. Now watch, once you can see the joint of the finger, but here you're going to kind of see the underside of the top of the finger, right? But over here, because there's a little ball right here, all right, we can see that the finger's going to come from here. This is be where the This will be basically where the top of the finger is, and then you'll see your nail here. You get it? I know it's hard to see with the way I did it, but let me see here. Let me see if I can make it a little clearer for you. Okay, here. Okay, so from here, right, this is the circle, and then we're going to come back this way from there, and then you'll put your nail here. Can you see it? So we got that finger going into this finger. So once we find that, right, now again, we see the orientation pretty much for the rest of the hand. Okay, so we can come down here and we can look for those we're going to look for the knuckles all the way across. Or you can just draw this whole shape. It says once you get here, it's easier to group fingers together when possible. And then you can see them easily, right? Okay. And then you look for these masses here at the bottom of the hand. That's what I look for. All right. And you just kind of try to discover things while you are drawing and while you are practicing. I think that one came out not too bad, right? I think I'm running out of page here. Let's try it again. Let's do a little one. Okay. So I'm going to try that position one more time. That was a little rusty. Okay. So I'm sketching out the top and bottom. And then I can see here that I'm seeing the underside of my hand. Here. The underside of my thumb is here. And then I need to bring this a little bit over to this side from that point. So if this will be a little joint. And then from here, it'll come around. So I believe that the hand will flow a little bit better when you put that little ball up there first. And then you just kind of, these parts right here, you can see where this kind of goes in. Just comes around and goes up. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so this will be the bottom of that finger right there. Okay. And then here, we got a whole nother shape right here. So we got two shapes. And I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking from this angle, it's kind of going like this. It's kind of going down. And then it's going down again. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for, while I'm looking for that hand, I'm trying to see if I could think of that like a V as well. You know what might make it easier? Let me do this right here. Watch this. Okay. So this is working for me. Okay. This is working for me with this. This is the ball of that finger. And then this is the top part of the hand. The thumb, and then you got your thumb here. All right. So that's definitely working for me. Okay. Maybe I might not need to be so scared and make that a little bigger. Okay. I think what I need to do is extend this part out a little bit more. I'm trying to keep from going too long on it, but I'm seeing here I'm gonna need to go longer on this part because so to make the hand look a little bit more natural. And then the thumb is kind of coming around like this, and coming in for the top of the finger, and then it's doing like that. Okay, so then we can see the rest of that finger underneath there. All right, and I might need to make this a little bit longer too. Okay, so we got our V shape, and then we got our thumb shape. All right, now what I was saying right here was I'm looking at the way these knuckles kind of line up. So I'm thinking, how could I think about these maybe like 3 things stacked on top of each other, maybe if they're stacked on top of each other and they get smaller, like 3 V shapes stacked on top of each other. So a big V, another V, and another V right here. And they're all stacked. And then this kind of comes out like that. Oh, okay, I get it. So that might work too. And this will be like where your knuckles go. This is a hand position. All right, there we go. Now I'm starting to see it. Okay. There we go. And then this part right here seems to have like a little okay. So when it goes here, it's going to go around that like this. And then I got to look for those 2 masses underneath the hand. So I want to do something where those 2 circles underneath the hand are here. And then this one's a little bit smaller. So it's one here, right? And then one over here. So my line needs to go around the outside of this. And then it goes around, and then it kind of goes off the back side of this. Oh, okay. And then it kind of goes down like so. All right, so let me look at this. Let me study something real quick. Okay. Hold on. So what's my definitive way I want to look at these fingers here? I'm trying to find it easy. These ones right here, I understand. Right? These I understand. Okay, so wait, let me see here. Let me break this down a little bit more. So when it comes off of here, okay, I got to picture the hand being here and picture 2 pieces of a finger here underneath, and then a ball, and then it breaks and goes to the other direction. So let me see here. So I have to picture this, and then it goes here, and then so let's just say this is this part of the hand. This is the hand going that way. Then you have your joint, right, which is this little ball here, and then you got your hand, your finger, coming off of that like this and wrapping around that ball. God, dog it! I was pressing too hard. All right. Where's me pencil sharpener? Here it is. Okay. And then. All right. You see? That's it. And then this is that part going that way. So this is like a little, like if you could picture this as little holes right next to each other with nothing on them. They all got little tubes like sticking off of them like this. You know what that looks like? It looks like a musical instrument. It looks like an instrument. Okay. So that's the long part, but then the ball of it of the other fingers would be here inside of it, and then the fingers would, I guess, kind of come down this way from there. Okay. I'm trying to break it down to see which way it makes sense to me. I don't know. I'm always torn with stuff. Anyway, all right, so let's go back and do this whole hand over again. We're going to do it one more time, okay? Hey, what's going on over the hill, Phil? All right. Again, we're going to look for our little V pipe shape thingy. So remember to make it like this here. This is a V, this is a pipe. So make this one a little bit longer, right? And it goes to the bend of the hand. All right, that's the bend, and then it's gonna go like this. So it looks like a little. Again, it looks like a little pipe, okay? And then from that little pipe right there, you can see you're gonna basically have a end of a thumb coming out here, and in here you'll have your ball of your or joint of the finger, and then you'll see your other finger kind of coming out like this. I know it's a little bit of a different angle than what they're drawing, but it's okay as long as you get the basic idea of the hand. Okay, you see how that works? So that's what you got to understand first. Okay, and then once you have that, then you start drawing your other section of the hand. Now here, what I am noticing is that these knuckles all kind of line up here. So I try to look for things that'll make it easy for me to understand. So maybe if I draw some progressively smaller shapes dropping off of that, maybe if I think about it like some water drops dropping off of that hand, right? Then I can let me see. Maybe I can see the hand shape better here. So what if I now from here I can do like this. Oh, okay. And this is dropping off around here, and then it comes like that. Maybe it might be best too if I start with the furthest one away, because I got that curve of the finger right there. Once I see this little curve right here, it seems like it gets a little bit easier from there, and then from here I come around. Now let's look at these and see how they kind of line up. So they kind of line up like this shape here. So it looks like it's doing like this, and then it's going like straight down from there. So I want to draw these going like this way, and you can see those just being the biggest knuckle here, and then you got this knuckle here, and then this one is barely even noticeable. Okay. And then let me see here. Now watch this. Now these little spaces right here, they don't go all the way to the finger. So I just did that for explanation purposes, but you can see here that they don't actually extend all the way to that outer line. And then under here you can see the rest of the finger. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so let me see here. I just have to be lighter on my hand with this. All right, and then we'll come over here and find our two little ball shapes underneath here. And it seems like that this ball goes all the way underneath the hand like that, like a heart or something. And then there's a little drop here, and then it kind of goes into that ball shape. And then it goes this way here. Okay, so I think that I think that pretty much. And when you start drawing hands, you probably won't start with a position this you don't have to. This concept works a lot easier when you draw simpler. I want to say simpler positions of the hand. This one's a lot bigger. So let's look at that for a sec. So it kind of goes like this here. All right. So it goes around the ball, up. Let me see. Around that, up, and over the edge, and then in. And then this part right here is the meaty part. All right. Now in this section here, you look like you got like a little curve. So once it's like this, it looks like it kind of has a little bit of a curve here. And then it goes up. And everybody's hand's shaped a little differently. So, okay. All right, so we finished with that position. Let's go ahead and we just learned how to draw this in different perspectives. Now this one is going to be a little bit easier. This one at the very end over here. This is the one we're going to try. Okay, so I got enough paper over here. So what you want to look for when you look at the palm of the hand, let's just break it down first of all. You have three little palms. So let's look at a pair of goggles. Like if somebody was wearing some goggles, right? Let's put some eyes in there. Right? You see the goggles here, right? And then we're gonna give that person a little triangle nose, right? And then we're gonna give them oh look, and then we're gonna give them a smoke mask, right? You ever seen one of those masks where it looked like they got these things on them because they can't breathe, right? You see it? So look. You see it? Okay, and this is like a smoke mask with he's a, right? You see it right there? Okay, so we're gonna take this same concept, right? And then we're gonna go over here. Look at my guy with my mask on, okay? All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Watch. We're gonna take our mask. Okay. We're gonna sketch our triangle in the middle and our two smoke things, okay? Now remember this V shape I told you from Vincent, right? Remember the V from Vincent right there? Let's write it over here so you'll be able to see it. The V for Vincent. We'll call him Vicente, right? So this is the letter we're looking at right here. What we want to do is we want to locate where this says that in the hand. So in this particular position, right, the top of the V shape here will be here. The side of the V shape would be here, okay? Because Vincent is now being spelled. I'm gonna get lighter handed with these. I swear it. Vicen. I'm gonna go lighter. I gotta go lighter. All right. So Vicente is going this way now. So you can see here that the end of our thumb goes here, and the top of our finger goes here. So watch what happens now. Once you understand that, remember these tend to line up here when the hand is going that way. So we can go ahead and do this and then this, right? And you can see if we just extend off of here, we got a pretty easy little hand shape. So we got a guy wearing a smoke screen, right? Yeah, I know aesthetic. I'm gonna try with a little bit less lead. I'm so used to using big leads, it keeps breaking on me. So I'm gonna have to put less lead in there. Okay. All right. So you know what? Let me get one of these. Get some different colors, and maybe I can break the hand down with the colors easier. I got a purple here too. All right. Okay. So let's do it again. Here we go. So watch. So we're gonna draw a mask. Our graffiti mask, right? We're going to draw our little V, right? And we're going to draw our little circles here in the bottom, okay? All right, and then you can look at, perspective. This one here is usually going to be a little bit bigger than this one This one is going to be a little bit bigger. And then you can see where your hand is kind of coming off here. Now, what we're doing is we're looking for that. We're looking for Vicente. So we see Vicente is here. He's hiding behind here. This huge V shape is coming off of here like that. Okay. And then from there, again, we can see our finger shapes starting to form off of there. Just like that. 1, 2. Now remember again how our fingers are going to go, right? So we'll have our little joints of our fingers here, right? And then quite naturally they're just going to kind of come down this way from here. I see that I made that a little bit too big up here, but still it's a pretty good, So when we're drawing a caricature, we need to know this in case we have to draw somebody's hands, right? We want to be able to draw them convincingly, something easier. I'm going to go ahead and do like this. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller right there, see? And you got it. And you can see the V shape in here inside of the fingers. Blah, 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 right? Easy. Okay. All right, let's do that. We already learned that position. So let's go ahead now and we can take that same concept, and no matter which way the hand is turning, we're looking for that situation. So let's just say we drew our masked guy upside down, right? Like this, okay? Well, now what's happening here is we're looking at the hand obviously in an upside down position, right? So we simply have to figure out which one of these two are going to be the smaller. Oh, look at that. Now here it looks like a smiling guy, right? Like this, like one eye bigger than the other with a little nose. And then he got like a little mouth like that, right? Can you see that over here on Instagram? Looks like a guy with a little, like a mouth. That could be a guy with a mouth, right? Look. Upside down, right? All right, so let me see here. We can do, so what can we do now? We're looking for Vincent again. So when we look at which one is bigger, remember this ball is usually going to be a little bit bigger than this one. So we're looking for the bigger perspective, right? So we're going to go here. And now Vincent's upside down. So the finger now goes upside down like this. And so now we can see the finger this way. And we can just go ahead and put these all the way across here and bring hands out. And now the hand is going. This is obviously the back. This would be more of the back side of the hand, right? But I'm allowing you to see through the hand so that you can see how we form that hand, right? These could be some workout gloves if you want. We could put some little circles there. And then when we erase all this other stuff, you can see how it looked like a pair of workout gloves, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's see, what other position can we try to figure out using this technique here? Let me see. What about this one? What about if somebody's pointing at somebody like this? Well, would that be harder to do? I don't think so. I think that now what we're doing is we're looking at what are we actually looking at? Well, we know that we're looking at the smaller mass on the outside of the hand, right? And then let's see what else. Let's see if it's another way we can look at it from this angle. Let me look at it and think about it. It looks like let me see. Maybe it looks like what's that shape right there? Let me look at it. It looks like obviously we can see Vincent's in the back here. So this would be the back of the hand. Let's try to make all right, and then this would be, this is the the joint of the long finger pointing out. And we can locate, if we can locate Vincent, we can see it. So we can see Vincent is going this way now. Okay. So we can see this is going to be our long finger. So now everything else, right? This would be the middle, the outside of that thumb here. All right. So now, what am I doing here? All I got to do is come down here. Let me see what I can think of to make it. All right, and then I remember he said always group fingers together when possible. Okay, so I'm gonna group these two fingers together, and then I'll group this finger here and come around. So these two fingers have been grouped. This one comes around. Oh, look, so I found it. And then off of here, we can see the back of the hand back here. Oh, cool. Okay, so that's it. So this is a really big V shape. I just had it too small. That was all I was. That was the reason why I wasn't seeing it as clearly. So now I got it. All right, so here would be the V, and then it'll be it'll go up, and then it'll bump over, and then it'll come down like this. Ah. I'm gonna have y'all all saying, find Vincent, right? So you see how we found Vincent? See, Vincent is back here. Okay, so once we find Vincent, then we see the rest of our hand, and we look for that relationship between Vincent and the rest of the hand, right? Let me see here. All right. All right. So, excuse me. All right. So how did we do that again? Let's go back and look at it, okay? So I'm going to color in Vincent for you. I need a red. Maybe I can get red here. So you see Vincent is right here. I wonder if you guys can see that. Okay. The first letter is V in Vincent. Once we find the V, then we attach the fingers were attached here and here. And then the rest of our fingers were drawn in relation to that, and then we were able to find it. Okay. All right, let me see here. Again, guys, if you feel like you're benefiting from the information today, this is my full-time employment. I draw for a living, so if you guys want to tip, man, thank you so much in advance. You can tip through Cash App. If you guys are already on Instagram and you want to tip, it's through Cash App or it's $Rouser World, which you're already on Rouser World, so you know how to spell it. Just put a $sign in front of it. And then you also, if you want to do that on YouTube, thank you so much in advance. I appreciate you guys. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and continue with this Vincent idea and the mask idea, which is, again, the way that we want to look at the palm of the hand. So I recommend you just start, if you're just starting with hands, start by, using the palm. Don't make the glasses on your guy too big. Make sure you get one, your inside, this inside one bigger than the other one. So it'll be like a weird looking mask. You get it? And then it kind of V's like this in the middle again. And then you simply find Vincent again. So we found him here again. And he's kind of hiding a little bit behind these shapes. So if we go this way, Vincent is hiding over here. So now all we have to do is go ahead and, again, practice the hand from that position. Draw a bunch of little, once you get here, just go ahead and you can go ahead and group your hands, your fingers together here, and then you add this one, and then this will be a little bit shorter, and then you'll just kind of come around, right? Come around, and then you go down, and then you have the hand drawn in the palms up position. So just do that until you get like really sick of doing it, because once you do understand that, it's going to translate into any position that you draw the hand in. And again, if you might have a hard time, you may be having a hard time thinking about this the way that I'm doing it, but again, it just takes a little bit of practice. Excuse me. Y'all, excuse me, guys. I got a bad allergies today, so it's been going on for about 2 weeks, man. So I'm drinking tea. I'm popping cough drops. I'm trying to do whatever I can not to blow your ears off here. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let's try another position here. I think I did this position already, but either way, we can see here. Where do we see Vincent at? I see him right here. He's kind of hiding out right there. Vincent's kind of hiding out. So I'm going to find him. Let's lay it on there. Okay. Hey, thank you, Gaming with Jay and Corey. I appreciate you. So here, we'll go here, right? And then look, we found Vincent. Okay. We found Vincent. Make sure you give Vincent a deep underbelly. Don't make it too small in this area right here. And if it helps you, right? Again, once you find Vincent, you'll go here and you can see if you want to give it some dimension or whatever, you can add like little circles over the top of it, and then it'll look more like a little 3D figure, and gives it a little bit more depth. Now, and once you find that, then eventually, look here, we got our finger. It's gonna come off the top of that shape, and it's gonna go down here like this, and then it's gonna this will be the fingernail, right? And then over here, right, we're seeing the side of the finger, so we can see that the side of the finger is shaped like this, right? Okay, we can't really see a thumb there, but now we got a good reference point. And you know what I would actually do? I think I would want to make this underbelly just a bit longer. So I want to make sure that I got a lot of space in here to be able to make sure the hand does make sense. From there, what are we going to do? We're going to look for, we got our big mass here, and then we got a smaller mass, because remember, we're drawing the hand in a perspective. So this kind of, if you think about two balls, okay, and I don't know if you guys can see on Instagram over here. Hopefully you can. If you guys want to see more a little bit, go to YouTube. I'm actually streaming live on YouTube at the same time. But if you want to get it more of a perspective, think about like a circle here and a circle kind of behind it. So it's like if I made it look like eyes, it would look like that. So that's what I'm thinking about when I'm drawing this here. I'm saying, okay, this is that other ball, and then the V is going to be here, and then over here, right, on our Vincent, you'll see this little shape here. The glasses shape. You know how you got the little glasses going over the top? So you can see the palm of the hand easier when you work like that. You see? Straight across. Okay, so you see that palm? All right, and then here, what I'm thinking is that we can draw some little, I think we could get away with drawing some little, one small sausage and a smaller sausage, and then another small sausage and another small sausage and another small sausage. And then it kind of looks like that, right? That looks kind of bunched together, but anyway, that looks pretty cool. Let me see if I can go up here and try it again. All right, so again, let me see if I can do it without sketching. So here we go, 1, too, right? Got the V shape here. And then we got our guy with his mask on here. Okay. Or we can, however you want to think about it. Maybe that's a mask, or maybe if you want to think about the eyeballs, and maybe the eyeballs have a brow line like that. Maybe you want to draw it like a funny guy. That'll work. Make it a funny guy. Look at there. So we got here, and we got some eyebrows. And then we got a funny guy. See it? And now once we got the funny guy, all right, and then we can come off of here, and we can see that Vincent is kind of going to be here. So this will be the side of Vincent, and then the other side of him will be maybe about right here. To be relatively short, and then you have your finger here, and which that made a lot more sense that way too. And then here we got our thumb, and then we got our little sausage shapes coming down here, getting a little bit smaller, and then ones that are underneath it, they get a little bit smaller, and then this way goes around here, and then that right there. So that looks that actually explained it a little bit more for me. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just about done on these hands with you guys. I'm gonna get another paper here. This is how I practice. So I'm always experimenting, trying to find things. The other day I found oh man, there's so much I found out the other day. I was drawing this, and I thought about I'll tell you what I thought about. I thought about some windows, right? And then from the windows, I thought about not windows, some eyes with some eyebrows, right? And then I thought from there to give it a smile, right? And then here, see my eyebrows and my windows and my smile, and I'm gonna give you some long teeth here, right? And then when I did that, I was like, oh snap! And when I started connecting it all together, right? It started to look like I'm gonna give him a smirky smile here, right, and then come down, and then when I started doing it, it started looking like an upper body, you know. See how it looks like a guy with muscles, and then you got your. So what I'm saying is that since I've been drawing faces so long, it would I know what I'm looking for in a face, so I try to make the body look like a face in the different positions, or something that I can wrap my head around, and then I make it. And I think about drawing that instead of drawing a body, and then it just makes everything like way easier. So anyway, let's go back to our hands. All right. Let me see. So again, remember, we're drawing our hands. We got our eyes. We got our funny face guy looking that way, and our funny face guy has some big eyebrows. And from the eyebrows here, all we'll do is we'll extend out, and we'll find Vincent again, short Vincent here, right? And you can see here the back of the hand, and the palm has been formed already. You get it? So all you have to do here is you can just to keep the finger in a simple position, we'll add 4 little pipes up there, right? And then we'll do like this. We'll go, I think the one closest to the thumb is the longer finger, right? It is, right. All right, so we'll go up, and then we'll go down, and we'll group those fingers together, and then we'll go up and down, and then we'll go up and down, and then we'll go out and over. And we got a guy, right? Okay, so we'll just call him. We'll call it Smiley Guy. So we learned 2 things, actually 3 things to look for. We look for the Smiley Guy, or we can look for the mask guy, right? The gas mask guy, right? Remember, gas mask guy has one piece of his mask, another piece of his mask, and then he has like a round thing like this, and these are like the little things on his gas mask, right? And then off of the bigger canister of his gas mask, right, you have an extension, and then you'll have this extension. So you're looking for Vincent again, and then once you look for Vincent, you can come here and you can draw the hands in any position. We can do something like this, right? Then we'll come through here and look at it. Now we have the peace sign. Oh. Look who's here. Let me let you guys check out little man.
Dad.
Yes, buddy. Hey.
What's it?
He's getting big now. These are my boys. Ethan, look. You see Ethan? He's not in there. You got to come over here.
I can't. See, I can't.
You can't. Oh, wait.
Wait,
let me see. Uh-oh. These are my little fellas. These are the guys that's going to be taking over. Going to be taking over Rouse the World, man. These are my little buddies right here.
Draw E.
So you're going to draw. Take a pen. Get the pencil and draw some hands.
Draw E.
Draw something.
Draw E.
He don't want to draw. Now all of a sudden he's shy. He ain't shy the rest of the day. And now all of a sudden he wants to be shy. You want to draw a smiley face?
This one.
Draw a smiley face.
Let's eat them.
This one.
Smiley face.
Blue.
Oh, great. You don't want to draw a smiley face? Draw Daddy a smiley face. Oh, boy. Now he'll draw. There we go. Look.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Go. Draw a circle.
No, right here. You gonna draw a circle?
Okay, come on. Let's go.
All right. He don't want to draw today. All right. Come on, so Daddy can finish.
Say
All
see
right.
You later.
You're gonna say see you later.
Say
See you later. Say to you later. Say see you later. All right, buddy. My big man there. He's getting big. Oh my gosh. Here. Get out of here. That big old dude there, man. All right, buddy. I'll see you later. See you later. All right, let's go back to where I was, guys. All right. Oh, you know what? Look at that. Do you see what that looks like right there? Look at this. Check this out. Doesn't it look like if I drew a, that's kind of funny. If I draw, hold on a second. All right, watch this. What if I drew made it look like this? Darn it. Okay, watch. Okay, so I got my eyes, right? But if I did this, doesn't it look like a weird Spider-Man? Like you know what I mean? Like a weird Spider-Man, and then if you do if you give Spider-Man like a bang, and then you give him some antennas, and I don't know what that would be over there, well, and then you give him a little thing over here that could be the hand. That's funny. You see? Looks like Spider-Man, but it looks like a hand as well at the same time, don't it? That's kind of crazy. All right. Oh, wait, so let me see. I think we're just about done with these hands, guys. So we're gonna go ahead now to the next thing. Did you guys learn anything about today from that? Was that okay? Did you feel like you learned anything? Did anybody learn anything from that today? All right. Because what I got to show you next is going to totally blow your mind, dude. This has got to do with caricatures now. Okay, so we're going to take our hands down. And now the finale, guys. The big kahuna, the big gun. I want to show you. You give me a hand. Oh, my goodness. Boom, boom. He says, I will give you a hand. Right? Okay. So, yeah, we got some hands in there. We got plenty of hands. And remember to look for Vicente. Remember, look for Vicente, okay? All right. Now, the face. First things first, okay? When you are drawing the face, okay, what we're going to do is we're gonna simplify it. I learned this actually, I kind of saw this thing online called the Riley method, right? And I thought the Riley method, thank you, Magic Unpredictable, right on. So thank you for your comment there. All right. And hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, what's going on, Gordon? All right. Okay, so check this out. When you're drawing the face, okay, this is going to really, you need to understand, I'd say they're the first three shapes I want you to think about. First, we're going to start with a circle. So I'm just going to draw a regular head circle. Okay. Go ahead and draw that circle for me. Draw that circle for me. Excuse me. Now, once you got that circle, okay, we're going to use one or two shapes, either a diamond or triangle, right? Well, actually a diamond, or we're going to use this shape. And this is a house. So we got a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond, right? Or a house. Whose house? Chupa chupa say what? Run's house. So we got the house, right? Y'all excuse my old jokes, cause I'm older. I'm not cool anymore. I get it. I want to be cool, but I can't because apparently your age disqualifies you from being cool. So, all right. So once you have this shape, right, you find your we're going to split the circle in half. Okay. And then we're going to draw this shape here. Watch, we're going to draw a diamond shape. Okay. So we're going to figure out where our we're going to go where our nose is going to be here. And then we're going to go down here. And we're going to go to a diamond shape. Now, this shape is for people that have more like a pointy chin, right? Now, there are two shapes. So this is going to be, let's just say we just put a little nose here. Quick nose, okay? Now, we're going to go here. And we're going to duplicate this shape, but make it a little bit wider. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to run it right back into the bottom of our diamond shape. And this is really not a true diamond because you really want to blunt the top and bottom edges of it. Okay? Okay? We can actually call it a kite shape if you want. Okay. Now, once we have that, we already got the bottom halves of our face. Okay. Our brows will go up here. Okay. And then inside of this shape here, you're going to see where this line is going to kind of connect. This line kind of connects over the top of the nose here. And then you have your eyes somewhere around here. Okay? So think about it like a balancer, like your eyes are kind of on a balance on the top of that shape. So you got your eyes going here, right? And then you got your ears, right? And your neck and your hair, right? Like that. Okay. So we just created some guy here. Okay. Now when we do our smile lines, we'll see in this shape right here is where our mouth is going to go. So we can do like this. And then you can see how everything just kind of tapers down, right? Into the chin, into this shape. Now with some people, you can only see, you have this line here, but it's only for a reference. You don't have to draw anything on that line. It's just to show you the natural line or curvature of the face, okay? So that's how that one will work. And then here you can kind of do like this and feed right back into the shape, okay? So you can do that one, or if we draw a circle again, we can come here and we'll draw our house shape, right? And then above it, we'll draw another bigger house, but feeding back into the house itself. And then we can put our balancing line here and then our brow line here, right? And we can put our eyes here, here, and our brow shape here, and our nose shape here. Okay, and then here you'll see how everything kind of just connects together with your eyes going inside of here. Okay, the bottom of the head's already connected, and then let's say you want to give them I don't know, his little ears here, and you can see how we can make little people like that. Okay, so we want to take this concept and we want to draw some actual people with it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a person for you. Yeah. Let's go, yeah. All right, I guess we will pick, let's pick his face. Okay, so clearly this guy has the house shape at the bottom. He doesn't have, and remember these could be big or small shapes, okay? So, excuse me. We're gonna draw our model here on the screen. Again, guys, spooky clown. All right. So remember, we're going to draw our circle for our top of our head. And then what we can do is just kind of cut the sides of that circle off. I forgot to tell you that. Now down here, he has a very small, look at this guy's chin. Look at his nose to his chin. It's very small. So that tells me that I want a small house shape here. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate that same house shape, right? But what I'm going to pretend like is like the other house is coming from the bridge of the nose. So let's go ahead and put in our shelf here where our eyes are going to go, or right, our eye line. And then we want to come from the top of that shelf. We want to come out, and we're going to come down, and we're going to come out, and we're going to come down back into the bottom of our shape. Okay, so we just made it kind of a house inside of a house. Okay, so we pretty much got our face mapped out at the bottom. Get what I'm saying? So we'll just add our ear shapes here, right? Because our ear shapes are going to stop right here, which is where my nose shape is at. You see how small his mouth is? So this forces me to draw a very small mouth shape here. And then once I get up here, wherever the top of this house is, my eyes are going to fit somewhere in here. So you have to use this exactly. You can actually you can extend down from the line. You have to, judge with the distance. But let's just say I want to use this as to hang my eyes off of it for this one. Okay, so this will be what it looks like here, and then you can see that this is kind of going down to this shape here. See what I'm saying? Just like that. And then here you can see also, based off of that brow line, that his eyebrows are going down into that line. So really this is more like the brow line is really what I meant to call it. So let's just call it the brow line. Okay. Brow line here. Okay. So we got our brow line, and we can see the intensity building up into the brow line. Right? Let's back out a little bit. Now we can see here what else is going on in our head. Well, we can see here that we have another shape, right? That's going to go from the side of the eye over the top and down like this. This is basically an extension of the brow line, because a brow line is not just one line. It's really more like a shape like this, but that you're sitting a shelf on it. So this is really what that is. I'm kind of hinting that in there. And then over here, since I already got this all rounded off, all I have to do now is look for where his edge up goes. So you can see his edge up based off of that brow line flows like this. So now I'm just going to kind of bring this down, bring this over, right? And then now we're going to add our hair shape to this guy. And we're looking at just the overall shape of it. Right? And then we can add, let's put our neck shape here. So our neck, even though this is not at a true 3/4 angle, but it still looks like him, so that's okay. So I'm going to color in my eyebrows. Okay? And you can kind of see how everything flows. And another thing you could do, I think maybe that'll make it easier, is if you draw like a little circle between, like to kind of give you an idea where your nose is going to go maybe in the beginning, but I'll do that on my next one. Okay, so once we have that, now we look at these lines, all of these lines here, and you can see this is kind of where his smile line is here. So we don't have to guess at that anymore, right? And we can also see, like, right above the mouth, right above here, if you look at this line going right underneath the eye right there, you can't really see it as dominantly as this bottom one right here, but you can see this is the top of the other shape here. See here, this shape right here? This is not really a bold line in the face, but it's there, so you can use it to help you with coordinating things. So now I can see so much easier where I want my beard. So a major curve in my beard is, I want my beard to curve as it gets in between these two shapes. See here how it's curving, and then it's going here, and then it's curving and it's going this way, right? So let's back out, and you can see he's got like a little chin inside of the house. So when I start coloring this in, you can see how crazy alike it starts to look like the guy, like a little cartoon of him. Excuse me. Okay, so that's how you'll do it for this picture. All right, so let's go to another picture and demonstrate that again. We'll just kind of use different ones here. Let's see here. Let's use this face here. Okay, now obviously with this shape, what are we using here? Well, we're going to use more of the diamond shape because you can see her chin is a little bit more pointy. So again, what are we going to do? We're going to go here, draw a circle. Okay. From the circle, we want to figure out, this is where our nose is going to kind of go, right? Remember I told you we can do that. And this is our brow line. Okay. From here, I can put my eyebrows in. I can even put my nose around that shape there if I want, right? I'm going to basically take the ball of the nose itself. I'm going to fit it into my house shape. It's a very small shape because if you look here, she doesn't have a huge shape down here. And then there's another line. Her line comes up. Now her house, her other shape is usually going to be a mirror of the same shape. But you're going to see here that hers starts up a lot higher than the guy we just drew. So this is that first line right here. But you can see like right here, it kind of comes up here very close to her eye shape. So what I want to do is I want basically more width in between here. So I'm gonna go from basically from here around to the side of the face, and then I'm gonna make that where I bring my shape down here. Okay? Even though this line can't be seen in the face like very boldly, it is there, but I'm making it bolder so that you can see it. Okay? All right. Now, once we have that, right, check it out. We go ahead and we can use this and hang our I can use this as the top of my eye. I can make the bottom of my eye right here. Right? I can put her eyeballs in there like that. And watch. I'll just add some lashes here. Okay? See the ball of her nose here? Okay? Her eyes in there. And see, this is her eyebrows here. Everything is real close to the brow line. Now, we can see here, even though her mouth is, I could actually get away with using a smaller bridge shape here. In fact, I think I will. Hold on. I should have made it closer. When I want a shorter bridge, I should have moved my brow line down further. So this would be more like where it's at right here. Okay. All right. So there we go. So from the brow line around and from the nose shape down. All right. And then from here, we go ahead and we can say, okay, her smile is, we'll draw a line right here to make sure that we got enough distance. And then we just kind of put our shape in there, and see how she has a little chin right there at the bottom, just like she does in the picture, right? All right. So you just come here and you'll connect everything together from the circle or the shape that you've cut off the sides of the head from, and then you work in your forehead shape. So you can see her brow line again. Remember that brow line is a little line that does like this, right? All of this is kind of the same, but it kind of encompasses the whole eyebrow shape. Okay, and then over here you start just basically putting in your hair, and you can see how you'll form the shape of the forehead. And then you can see her ears and her earrings, right? And then look, this right here would be where her smile lines go. See? And then you erase these out. Obviously, you don't need these lines, but they are there. You know what I mean? You just use them again for positional purposes. Let me see. And then you got to go up here and finish off the top of your head. Okay, get it? Well, yeah, if you don't shade it, it does. It is going to look fat. Today we're just kind of going into the mechanics of it all. Excuse me. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I apologize about the coughing. So, in short, you just want to break it down like this again. So this is the pattern. Okay, circle. Okay. Brow line. If you feel like you're going to have a short bridge of your nose, drop your brow line down lower to give you less space to work with, so you're not tempted to. And then once you do that, wherever your nose is going to be, and then whatever your shape is going to be here. Then you go from the brow line and you come down and you make your other shape. And then you connect that shape with the major overall shape. Also, don't forget to cut the sides of your circle off, because your head's not actually round. It's more of a elongated shape like this. Once you have that, depending on how much dead space is in between your eyebrows and your brows, you'll go here. Or you can just go ahead and draw your brow line in. Remember I told you, it's just a little wiggly shape like that. And then you can add your eyes in where you want it, and you can connect the bridge of your nose. Your smile will fit inside of that shape. Okay, then you add your ear shape here and whatever have you, and then you can add the rest of your shape and make your person. Okay, you can add a neck shape, whatever have you. Okay, it's just that simple. And then you put your eyebrows go inside of your brow line. So no matter who you're drawing as a caricature artist, this could be your sketch, right? Excuse me. I need to go get some cough drops. This could be your sketch when you first start, okay? So let's get another one more picture just to show you. Let's look at this guy right here. Okay, what kind of shape do you see there? Well, I see a house. I see a small shape. Not necessarily, it's either going to be, it's kind of a house, but it's kind of rounded at the bottom, not so pointy. All right, so what am I going to do here? All right, let's go ahead and we'll draw our circle. And you can make a lot of cartoons this way. Circle, cut off the sides. Where are my eyes? Where are is my brow shape is my bridge of my nose very long, or is it short, or if it's medium? If it's I still want to go lower than halfway. Usually I'm going to go lower than halfway. So if you look at halfway being right here, I'm going to go a little bit lower than halfway. Okay? So now I'm right here. All right? Now what I'm going to do here is I'll go ahead and figure out where my nose is going to be in that shape, right? Remember? And then we'll come here and we'll add a small shape here. All right? Now I'm going to go for my brow line and I'm going to add another shape there outside of it. And I'm going to make it kind of round on the outside because his face is round. Okay? You can even use a teardrop if you want. Some people can use a teardrop shape if that's easier for you. You can just do something like this. Think avocado, right? So you can go something like that, and you can draw another avocado shape, whichever you want to. Okay, and then you just connect the shape together. See how I got the roundness of his face already? So here's where his lips are going to go, right? See? So I'm here. And then you can see his mustache shape. Can you see it right there? Okay, so I got that in here. Now, all I'm doing is going from the brow line, connecting it to the nose. Now you can see here, look at his brows. His brows are a lot above this his eye shape. Okay, so what does that mean for me? Well, if this is my brow line, I can either have my eyebrows interact with the brow line, which that wouldn't happen here because usually, if you normally you'll know when somebody has a lot of interaction between their actual brows and the brow line because they'll look like Clint Eastwood or they'll look very angry like this. You see how my eyes get really like this when I'm doing a lot of, when I'm balling up my face. So that's what it does. So with this one, it's really not like that. You got a lot of space there. So that tells me when I draw this picture here, I can put my eyebrows way up here. See what I'm saying? In my cartoon. And then I put my eyes below the brow line, right? Because that's going to give me plenty of space. Even if I just draw 2 round circles and I get it underneath that brow line, you see how it still kind of looks like him? And no matter what, if I put his eyes in here like this, I don't really have to do anything but just put those there, and I can go ahead here and I can see where my glasses are going to fit, right? So his glasses are going to fit kind of like around here, right? And then let me see here. Then we'll put our ear shapes here. So our ear shapes always connect from our ears to the bottom of our nose. So we're gonna put his actual earlobes here, right? And then we can see here that his hair literally stops above the brow line. So you can see here where you're playing a very positional game here. And then up here is the top of his head, right? So we just go above that a little bit. We can wrap around about mid ear, maybe even lower than mid ear if you want, right? So now we can see this guy starting to form out a little bit, right? This is his top lip right here. Got his eyebrows right here, right? And then we gotta put a neck shape here, right? And even if, again, it doesn't matter that I didn't draw an exact eye shape. I could draw his eye, but it's all about really getting these 2 shapes right. So remember that avocado shape, in relation to your drawing. You can do avocado, nose, right? Mouth. And if you want to exaggerate the chin shape, right, then what do? You draw the shape like this, right? You come here. Now watch this. I want an overall bigger shape. So what I might do is I might drop my shape down like this and do something like that. So now I've exaggerated the relationship. I can drop this down here and I can do something like that. You see? If he's mean looking, I could do like this, right? And connect to that brow line. This is really kind of the art of exaggeration. How it's actually, what we actually do as caricature artists. We just taking the same shapes and then we're just bending them to our will. We bend them. Now, how did he say, that guy, what his name was, Thanos? He says, now reality can be anything I want it to be because we have the reality stone. So as a excuse me, as a caricature artist, you're learning to look for these. You got to learn how to observe the face and look for these relationships within the face, and and see what your face is gesturally doing before you start the picture. Okay, so one thing, and I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. I do want to reiterate with you is do not put so much. When you're drawing, don't put so much line work on the paper when you first start. Make your idea simple. You should be able, again, to see your idea, watch, with just a few lines. If this is what want to do, all right, so I got my nose, I'm put my nose here, and let's say, again, I want to exaggerate this. I can drop my shape outside of that nose a little bit. You know why I can do that? Because if I wanted to do that, right, let's look at this. Let's look at the gesture of that. Let's say I want to drop my nose shape way down here. He's got a pointy nose. Okay, and I'm going from my center line down. I might want to do that because I want to give him a pointy nose, and maybe I want to, and now you can see where his his lines go. Let's go here and go with another the outside of our avocado. Okay, maybe his chin is here, but maybe this is one of those guys that have one of those chins that come all the way down here like that. So it kind of floats in the middle of nowhere, right? And then let's just say this guy, we want to design our character, so we could give him. Now we got so much freedom to do what it is we want, right? We can. It doesn't matter about drawing these exact, features. You just want to. Let's see here. Let's give him a. We can do like this, right? Look at the concept of my guy. I can already see the concept of him before I even start before I start the picture. You know what I mean? You want to see that concept first, and just as a small amount of lines as you can do. Because if you can't do this, no amount of this is going to get you to your destination. If you don't confuse a good caricature with a lot of lines and a lot of complicated ideas. It looks like Angry Bird. Okay. Hey, well, look here, guys. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I want to do my word of the day. So, I first want to thank you guys for coming out today. Hey, look, again, this is my full-time employment. This is what I do for a living. If you guys want a tip, man, based off the information I shared with you today, man, that'll be awesome. I really would appreciate it. Also, guys, don't forget to check out our Patreon page, right? If you are been rolling with me for a while, or if you want access to more exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff, all that good stuff, you guys can check out our Patreon page and join up for one of our tiers, and we can get you set up like that. Other than that, if you want to tip, again, if you're on Instagram and you'd like to tip, you can do so through $Rouser World. That is our cash app for Rouser World. Thank you for sharing with our art ministry. So let me see here. Other than that, guys, I think that's all I got for you today. I'm not going, like I said, keep you much longer. I went through some things of the face, just like I said I would. And then I showed you some stuff about hands. Remember to follow or find Vincent. Remember when you're drawing to find Vincent. Vincent is the guy that hangs out in every hand shape, no matter what you're doing. Vincent is ever present in your drawing, so you can find him anywhere, no matter what. If you look for him, he will make himself known to you, right? all you gotta do is look for him, right? So that's how we were talking about with our hands. Okay, so man, look here. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for the word of the day. Okay, so guys, give me just a moment, and we'll be back in just a few seconds here. Be right back. All right, guys. So we are back. Thank you so much for. We are back. Thank you so much, guys, again for coming out to the stream. So we're going to go to our word of the day. This part here is where I just kind of share a devotional with you to, inspire you. You got a whole day ahead of you. What are you going to do with the next 24 hours of your day? A lot of times, we forget. They said what makes life so precious is that life is temporary. So since we can't live, forever, that's what makes our relationship special, and that's what makes, just everyday things, special. I spend a great deal of time thinking about. I think about death. I think about death, but I don't think about it in a negative connotation. I'm mindful of it because by being mindful of it, I think the concept is that the acknowledgement of an opposite situation can often make you grateful in your current situation. I think that's what it is. So, if you ever seen something horrific happen to somebody else's life, and maybe you might think, you might find yourself not in that situation. If you sit back and think about what could possibly be happen, you get grateful for the time and the moments that you have. So today our word of the day is going to be coming out of the book of Mark. If you have your Bible handy, you can check that out. We're going to go to Mark chapter 6, verse 34. I'm going to keep this short for you again so that we can get you guys on with your day because I started late. I don't want to be disrespectful of your time. So it says here, when Jesus went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd, and he began to teach them many things. Thank you for the reading of the word. Let's go ahead and go into our devotional. It says, when this passage opens, Jesus has just gotten the news that his cousin, John the Baptist, who was the forerunner for his ministry, had been beheaded in prison. It's heavy news. In the verses right before this, it seems clear that Jesus is trying to get some time alone, but people just keep needing things from him. They follow him everywhere he goes, expecting more from him. Have you ever felt like this? Like you're already being crushed by the weight of life? And then even more demands come your way. Jesus knows how that feels. And do you know how he responds? He responds with compassion. He shows empathy. He sees their neediness and he enters in, patiently teaching the wayward and providing for the needy. It says, by the way, that's us too. We're wayward, we're needy, and he always has time for us. It says, where do you feel needy at today? Where do the demands of life feel like they're too much for you? Jesus has your good shepherd draws near to show you compassion. Receive what he gives and learn from what he teaches you today. He is where the joy is. Now, as I read that, there's a couple of things that kind of stood out to me. It asks, well, first, have you ever felt like this? Like you're already being crushed by the weight of life and then even more demands come your way? Well, as a dad, I can relate to that because, when you are responsible for the lives of others, your children, your wife and your family and stuff. Sometimes as a guy, or I imagine anybody goes through that, we tend to, we sometimes, there's a lot of, I don't know, mental stress that goes with that, the provision, when the discipline, you know. So sometimes, my, my, I have to draw this line between uh, having a relationship with my children that may be one of cordiality, and then being their father, and basically turning that switch off to say, um, okay, now this is a line we can't cross, so therefore, I'm gonna have to show you better than I can tell you, almost thing. And so, because I don't, and a lot of times I don't feel like going there, but I know that in the long run, it's gonna be beneficial to them. If I don't say anything, that means that I'm setting them up to get them hurt later on in life. But either way, the whole thing is that all of these things compound and it cause pressure. Finances. Where me being an artist, I draw for a living. So if I don't draw pictures, hey, that's where my income comes from. So outside of the spiritual thing, we're just talking real talk. Sometimes I think, okay, am I going to be okay this month? What things do I need to do to make myself better? What ways can I do? And so that is another thing. And then, am I actively engaging my wife? Are we on the right page? Because I'm a believer that, our children come second and we come first in this regard. Because if we're not okay, let me give you an analogy. If you're on an airplane and your airplane's about to go down, and those masks pop out the ceiling, and they say, well, put your mask on. You want to put your mask on first before you put the kids' mask on. You know why? Because once you're stable, you can help your kids. But if you're not stable, you can't help them. So you got to get yourself in the position. So me and my wife is where it started. So am I providing for in that particular regard? So all these things, again, are the weight of life. And then it says, and then more demands come my way. So on top of the fact that I have to do all these things as a parent, then there are other things that come your way that you just never see coming. It might be, somebody else in our family that's going through something. We recently had a situation like that with my family where, we had to go, we had to reach out and be there and be of assistance with other family members and other issues and other friends. And, because we have to care. Sometimes, you just don't want to care about yourself. You want to care about your family, even if that's your extended family, or maybe you have a friend and maybe they need somebody to talk to. So you have to deal with that. And then it says, again, Jesus knows how that feels. And do you know how he responds? He responds with compassion. Okay? He shows empathy. He sees their neediness, and he enters in patiently, teaching the wayward and providing for the needy. So what I'm looking at here is really the example of what Jesus is doing in this scripture. That even though he's burdened with the loss of his cousin, and even though he's going through all these things at that time, stepping outside of himself and still going out to help other people, I find that, and I've seen this happen so many times in my life with just some of my friends. I don't want to name all that, but things that they've gone through and how they were able to come out of those situations by basically extending helping hands to other people. That is, in the Bible, I remember it says, God says that when you help, somebody, and you do something for somebody in secret, he sees all things. And that's when blessings come into your life, right? So sometimes we end up doing things and we do them because it's a show. But if we really don't care about the show and really just care about helping other people, there's a part of us that's unlocked that we don't know. We're capable of so much more than we believe that we're capable of. We often, live life in this, I'm not saying everybody does. I'm saying that, but there are times where we tend to live we underestimate what we're capable of and what we're, through God. I can do anything through Christ that gives me strength. We don't really understand what that means. That means that He can bring out a strength in you that you don't know that you have. He can bring out a gift that you don't know that you have. So many things that have been opened up to me as a man, as after I gave my life to Jesus. I said, and it's so many things that I'm learning at an accelerated rate. I sometimes think, man, why didn't I pay attention when I was in school? You know what I mean? Why didn't I study this, or why didn't I care about it? You know what it was? It was I had my mind all in the wrong place all the time. I was, thinking about, ain't nothing wrong with having friends, don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen any of these friends. I haven't seen my friends in high school over 30, 40, 35, 40 years. I haven't seen these people. The same ones that I was just, for all intents and purposes, I was wasting time with. My priorities were in the wrong place, And I hope that those guys were all doing well and everything. But what I'm saying is that, I'm seeing now all these things that I'm capable of. And I'm going to tell you what Jesus did for me. He removed me from me. He saved. When they say you word saved, saved means you're not getting saved from them. You're getting saved from yourself. Because you'll get yourself you'll get your head tore off your body, because human beings, that's all we do. We just want more. And we don't think about what we do sometimes when we do it, So this is a way, give you a thing that me and my brother was talking about this morning. We were talking about perspectives, right? Christ changed my perspective. Today I showed you a lot of things about drawing hands, right? But I'm not going to use that example today. I'm going to use this one. Let's just say this is a building. Okay? If I'm standing here and I'm looking at this building, I can see 1, 2 sides of this building, right? But in actuality, let's turn our X-ray vision on. There's a lot more sides to this building. There's the bottom of the building, 3, then it's 4, then it's 5, then it's the back, 6, 7. It's 7, 8 sides. There's more sides. It's 4 sides this way and 4 sides this way, right? Well, 4 sides one way, 3 sides the other. 7 sides to this building. That means there's 7 different perspectives. But I can only see this one because of where I'm standing at. Okay? What Christ did for me was, through His word, no matter where I stand on this box, I'm going to be limited. So I can go over here and I can see this side of the building. I can stand behind the building, and now I can only see this part of the building. And you know what I'm saying? But what God did was He gave me, through His word, because of His wisdom, He gives me access to all sides of the building. It doesn't matter where I'm standing at in life. He gives me access to all the perspectives. Okay, life. You got to have this, but what if you didn't have it? Or what if you do get it, right? But then this happens. Or what if you do get it? What if, I'll tell you what, but basically His way is to show me my life without that thing. It's to show me the perspective of the future. It's just showing me my purpose. It's showing me what I was placed here for. It takes what I'm looking at right here. Let's say on this building, side of the building, it's a bunch of money. And over here, it's a vacation, right? And the only thing I can see is money and vacations. That's it. Meanwhile, over here, my blessing is over here. I got a blessing over here, much bigger than that. I got a blessing in the back. I got a blessing underneath. I got all these things that I'm missing out on because I'm blinded by where I'm at in life. This is where I'm standing. You might be in a hospital bed today. You might be in prison today, right? You might be at work right now. You might be at home laying in your bed listening. You might be a number of different places. You might be just getting out of a breakup. You might just be getting into a new marriage. Okay, but that's where you find yourself. And no matter where you find yourself, because you're a human being, your vision of the world is going to be very limited by where you're standing at. And that leaves a lot of danger out there that you can't see. And that's what the Word of God is. It tells you how to act and how to behave and what to do and what to say and what's it shows you what to do where you can't see where your blind spots are. And back to how I even got here is to say this, is that I found out when I gave my life to Christ that when I'm going through something, that is the time that I want to reach out and be there for others. That's the only thing that pulls me out. Sometimes I struggle with depression. I struggle with alcoholism. I struggle with drug use. I struggle with all kinds of things. Sexuality, sexual issues. I struggle with, man, listen, I am not the person that God has transformed me into is because I don't lie. My mom said this to me all the time. She said, son, do not lean on your own understanding, to let the Lord direct your steps. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I live. I don't allow my understanding of situations to dictate what I do. I gotta go by what the Word says, because when I do what I think, I often don't think the right way. Because we don't need nobody to tell us how to be selfish. You know what I'm saying? You don't need nobody to tell you how to look out for you, right? That's in your nature. You automatically, if it's either me or you, right? You're going to be like, well, it's going to be me. We don't need nobody to tell us that. There's certain things that are in our nature. When on a side subject, which is something that was really crazy to me, was like how sometimes you'll see these people get interviewed, they giving life advice on something, and they ain't never been in that situation before. One thing, they're not qualified to talk about it. But then they say something like this. Well, it's not in a man. Let's just use this one example. It's not in a man's nature to just have one woman, because he can have children all throughout his life. That means that in nature, it's not natural for us to do, right? They're into this word natural, that whatever comes to you naturally is how you should just go with the flow and just let life. And I'm like, are you nuts? That doesn't even make crazy sense, because what is in our nature get us killed. You know what I'm saying? What's in our nature is what gets us into big trouble. Sometimes what we should do, what we need to be doing, is understanding how to walk in discipline, because in discipline, then we are free from our nature. We won't go to the place that's going to get us killed. We know how to say no, even though we're looking at it, and even though we want it, even though we desire it. We can say, you know what? No, I'm not finna sell my soul. So many of these artists and rap artists and singers and stuff like that now that we're taking this advice from, these people have literally sold their souls to hell. They stole their soul straight to death. They don't care whether they live or die. And here they are giving us advice on marriage and giving us advice about our kids and stuff. And we listen to them because they got some money. No, sir. No. So it says here again, how we step out of ourselves, how we're able to pull ourselves out of a situation is when you find yourself going through something. Look at what Jesus modeled. He's saying to reach out and help somebody else. It says he shows empathy. He sees their neediness and he enters in. He said, go find a need and fill it when you feeling sorry for yourself. When you think the world is all about you and what you're going through, feel a need for somebody else and watch on it bring you out of wherever you're at. I don't care if you're laying in a hospital bed right now. If you laying there, stop thinking about how sick you are and think about what you can do for somebody else. And even if the Lord call you home and say, this is that, the blessing, it'll clear your mind up as a perspective you can't see because of where you're sitting at and where you're laying at. So again, I'm focusing in on this right here. This is what I'm getting from it because it's a lot of it's what Jesus is modeling in this. It says, by the way, he said he shows empathy, he sees neediness, he enters in and patiently teaching the wayward and providing for the needy. Okay. Oh, one other thing. Do you know, just as a side note, I have learned more about artwork because I care about teaching other people how to draw than even if I wanted to draw it myself. I care about not just teaching people how to draw, but art to me is about teaching you how to think, not about how to draw, because drawing and life are connected to one another because everything comes from God. It has one source, and God is the source of wisdom, He's the source of knowledge, and everything applies to everything. So I can teach you how to think about art. I can teach you how to think about your relationship. I can teach you how to think about your job. I can teach you how to think about material possessions. Because the word of God is a living word. That means that it can take on many forms. You can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, Indian chief, you can be an artist, whatever you want to be, but it still can be applied to wherever you find yourself at in life. Okay? Helping you to see other perspectives, even though you're only standing in one perspective. That's the power of the Word of God. Now, it says, where do you feel needy today? Where do the demands of life feel like they are too much for you? Now, this is another part that I'm going to go into, and then we're going to get out of here. It says, Jesus, your good shepherd, draws near to you to show compassion. This is who Jesus is. He's not, a lot of people say, oh, this was made up, and this was made up for the slaves, and this was made up for all this stuff, and all these people that don't want no discipline, they just want to be able to free to do whatever they want. That's why they say stuff like this. But it say, where do you feel? In other words, Jesus, all he is he's the bringer of peace to your life. The reason that you feel unpeaceful is because you only looking at life from the perspective that you're looking at it from. I told you, if you're looking at this building and you're standing in one spot, you can only see one part of the building. Jesus helps you to see the whole pie. He's gonna, and when you look at it, when you allow him to lead your steps, you won't go for the okie doke, right? And when you wind up in hell because you were chasing all that money and you didn't care about nobody, then you get what I'm saying? Because that's what the devil wants to do. God don't want you to go, but you have to choose to go there. You don't have to. I didn't want to go to jail when I went to jail, but I had to choose to go there. It wasn't like that place was built and somebody said, you're going to go there. No, he gave me a choice and I took my choice, and this is what my choices led me to, because the devil came to destroy me. And God came to give me life. Jesus came to give life and life more abundantly. So where do your demands, where do you feel like you're not doing too much? You're saying to give it to Jesus. Go and give it to him and allow him to show you what to do with what you're going through right now, what you're feeling right now, the thoughts that you're feeling. It says, Jesus, your good shepherd, draws near to you to show you compassion, just as we should show other people, but he wants to show you compassion by showing you a different way to look at it. And then receive what he gives. In other words, don't just be a hearer of the word, do it. I know you don't want to do it, right? Sometimes my kids don't want to do what we ask them to do as parents. But in the long run, they're going to come back home and they're going to say, Dad, I really appreciate that you told me this when I was young, that you ingrained this in me. Because had I not known this, I would have been in big trouble just now. But you know what? The Bible said to raise up a child in the way they should go. And when they get older, they will not depart from it. And this is what the very word of God is doing. You are God's child. and he is raising you up in the way that you should go. So when you mature, no matter how big you get and how much gray you got on your face, you're still a child of God. You don't know enough to even think about being on the level of God. We don't know anything. We are very limited. We only know what we see, but there's so much more outside of this. I read something the other day, and I was reading, and it was talking about how we simplified life down to science and math and all that stuff so that we could just get an understanding of the reality that we're in. The very reality that we're in is where we're at in relation to that building. The very reality that we live. So a man thinketh, so is he. What you think is who you are. Your thoughts are what shape your reality. Nothing more. That's why we have all these conversations now about who's what and gender identity, all this stuff like this, because so a man thinketh, so is he in his own reality. But not understanding that everybody has a reality. Right? But the only reality is God's reality. The only real reality is the way God put things. Because other than that, we're just walking around desiring things and using our imagination based off what we're looking at. Learn from what he teaches you today. So today the Lord has spoken to us. He is where the joy is. That's our word of the day for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for coming out to the art stream. I hope that I did or said something today that was impactful for you in a positive way. I did not come here to bring anybody down. I didn't come here to tell you how to live your life. I'm only telling you what Jesus Christ has done for me and what he can do for you if you allow him to do it. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to end the stream on that note. Father God, I just thank you for this time. Thank you for this lesson. Thank you for this word. It was such an impactful word. I really, really, really needed this, and I know that somebody here today really needed it too. I just feel it in my spirit that somebody wants to accept you today, Father, and I'm praying for that person to make that step to say yes to you today because they've heard something today. They've seen something today, a different set of eyes, something in the spirit was shaking, and they would like to know more about you. So I just pray, Father God, that you continue to work in the heart of the person that I'm talking about today. I don't know who that may be, but again, I just felt in my spirit that that's what happened just now. Somebody really was moved by the word. So, and that's what this ministry is for. So other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you again. If you guys also don't forget before we go to check out our Patreon page. If you guys would like to support our ministry, me and my wife started a while back. We started this about 11, 12 years ago. And if you want to support us we do have a Patreon page. You do get access to exclusive content there on the page, and also some behind the scenes stuff, different things that we're doing to try to to reach those and to spread the word of God through our artwork. So if you want to again support us, please go ahead and check out our Patreon page. Also, guys, again, tips are appreciated. If you did decide to give today, man, that'd be awesome, because again, this is what I do for my 9 to 5 to care for the family. So again, if you were impacted, you felt and you feel the need, if that's you, we certainly would appreciate that. You can do so again through the super chat, or if you're on YouTube, I already put the information up here for you. So I'm just going to paste it here again. You can go through Cash App and you can tip if you want to do it that way. All right, guys. So you have a blessed and awesome day. And I will be seeing you guys on Tuesday morning. That is my next stream. We have 2 streams a week, guys. Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. And then we have our Saturday stream. So hopefully you guys can join us again. All right, guys. Thanks again. Have a blessed day. And I'll see you guys next time.